Hey, how you going? It's Josh. I'm here today with Aaron Pauley of Mice and Men talking about the new album coming out next week, a week from today. Aaron, how you going?
Oh, I'm doing so well, brother. How you doing?
I'm doing really well. So we've got the new album coming out on the 14th of November, Another Miracle. First thing I wanted to ask, where does the title come from? Another Miracle.
It comes from the song title. Because truthfully, for us, picking album names is generally one of the hardest processes of making an album. For us, it's way easier to write like 15 or 16 songs than it is for us to decide what we're gonna call it or what it means.
Yeah.
Like, what are we gonna call it? What should it look like? That's the other funny thing with like album artwork, because
Yeah.
album art is quite literally like, what should the record look like? It's like, I don't know, dude. I just work here. Um, no.
I completely
um,
understand that. Trying to get that
yeah.
visual, like this is what the album feels like and sounds like. Now we need to match that with a cover. That's a lot of pressure on a piece
Oh
of
yeah,
art.
and especially because we're so far into. I mean, for me, I love visual arts, and I cannot at all make in material reality what I see in my head, like
Yeah.
in any medium.
Yeah. Yeah.
um, but honestly, like the title, at least from the lyrical perspective of the song, it's sort of both fists up to the sky, sort of. We all have those days where you're kind of pleading to either a higher power or the universe or whatever you believe in. This whole idea of like, well, if you can just like create miracles, like what's another miracle to you? Like, can I have one? Can all of these people that could use one have one?
Mm.
It's sort of, I guess, um, yeah, just lobbing a question at the universe of like, hey, you know, don't forget about the little guys out here. And everybody regardless of like who you are or like what you do in life, like we all have those moments where it's like you just feel like the little guy in the universe. You know what
Yeah.
I mean? Like, um and so I think, yeah, that's where that comes from. And then funny enough, um our label, our new label, Century Media, our A&R there, they're a German label, and he was actually explaining to us why that concept of another miracle, especially for English as a second language,
Mm.
a miracle is like a once in a lifetime thing. and
Ah.
and and what does another one mean, and what does the context of asking for another one mean, and then what does it mean if it's to come true or not come true? And my mind was like, yeah, that's what we should call it for
Yeah.
sure. And everyone's going to think it was my idea, and I'm going to tell them it was not my idea to call it that.
You guys have made me look
um,
like a genius. This is fantastic.
yeah, no, and I'm like the first person to not take credit for most anything. I'm blessed to be here.
uh, Incredibly talented. Very, very humble is what I'm learning as
Oh
well.
shucks.
What
No, just happy to be here.
oh, oh, very good. So two of the big songs, well, three songs released so far. We've got a good mix of very heavy, ranging all the way through across to kind of a more acoustic, just from the singles already. What do you think the balance of the album is for Another Miracle?
It's really funny. A lot of people, and for us as artists, it's really hard to perceive things the same way as fans. A lot of people have said this record reminds them of our album Restoring Force. And
Yes.
Restoring Force was very much a kind of 50-50 of taking what we used to classify as the old sound, meaning like the kind of like Joey Sturgis metalcore, self-titled The Flood
Yeah.
reissue, and then a new sound. This idea of like, well, there's five of us, we're just going to like create something, and when everybody's inner excitement alarm goes off,
Yeah.
that's what we're going to follow.
Yeah.
And so there was like this 50-50 of, and that was purposeful for that record. That was like, we are definitely have to like keep the fans, because we can't just like jump off into like whatever we're going to do next without like leaving some sort of like tether. um and then, like, conversely, we wanted to getting to work with somebody like David Bendeth. It's like, if you're not going to take that opportunity and make something completely out of your wheelhouse for at least like half your record, then it's like that you might as well just like do what you've been doing.
Yeah.
And this record has that same sort of, I think, balance between a sort of heaviness that is more like a chaotic sort of what I would call like a fire sort of heaviness, and then there's like the this other sort of like tender side of the record, which is like sort of there's a Sun Tzu quote that says it's better to be a warrior in a garden than a gardener in a war. And there's definitely half of the songs I was writing after I found out I was going to be a dad, after I found out I was going to be a girl dad. And there definitely is that sort of like tender, masculine, protective kind of quality to, I think, a lot of these songs.
I did want to say congratulations on baby Amelia. Fantastic news. I'm a father of 3 now, but my first was a little girl. So I definitely,
wonderful.
I know the feeling. When I saw the title, Another Miracle, and I saw the artwork with the hand and the butterfly, I was like, I wonder if he's like seen the birthing process and gone,
it's funny because it does, and it ends up meaning so many more things, because it does. Like that is 100% like what that represents, but I didn't make the artwork, and the artist that made it sent that to us, and all of us went, oh my God, that's it. Because we were mulling around, like there was there was like a one where it was like an embossed circular ampersand that looked like a cracked kind of volcanic magma thing, and I was like, yeah, but so much as this has like celestial vibes that like lava isn't kind of the vibe, but it looks cool. And that's, again, like we don't know what the hell we're doing with regards to like visuals a lot of times. Tino does, though. Tino did like our album art for Tether, and he went to college for it. So I'm only speaking for myself when I say I'm not visually inclined, because he is like just brilliant. But that's also like the beauty of art, is when you're working with other artists and you sort of, you don't have to be so precious with what you make, that you can allow them creativity to then take it and make it their own, and then they give you something back and you're like, oh my God, this elevates it entirely, you know?
When I first saw it, because I love when an album is coming up and you get to pre-save it in Spotify and it shows you the artwork, and just knowing. So I love being a dad. It's my favorite thing. I'm big on it. We've had 3 very different births. I had to do a doula course for the 3rd birth because we wanted to go natural and all these things. And when I saw that artwork, and saw Another Miracle and knew that you were a new dad, there was something about this character being like made of rock and making something so beautiful. I remember the first time having a child and thinking like, how have I made this? Now I have to look after this, and the difference between you and this this precious little thing. I saw all of that in the artwork immediately. So it's amazing how a piece of art can be perceived in so many different ways.
Oh, totally. And what we always set to try and accomplish with our music, and ultimately it's for the fan or the listener to decide if we do or not, is that I personally, as like the lyricist, I want the listener to hear and read their own story. It's not about me at all. If anything, I want to dissolve so far into it that it becomes not at all about like who's creating the art, but about the art. It's about like connecting through song. It's about connecting through song human experiences, like regardless of our lives and backgrounds and things like that. My daughter turns 5 months old in 4 days.
Oh, amazing.
So my brain is just mashed potatoes. Time doesn't exist for me right now.
Yep.
Calendars are real, but clocks aren't.
Yes. I remember those times.
And she's at the stage right now where either my wife or I have to be holding her.
Yep.
Or she will cry.
Yes.
And there is no sleep training or cry it out, because when babies cry, it's because they need something and they can't get it for themselves.
Yeah.
So but honestly, it's the most clear and concise answer for what half of this record I think was asking, which is like, what is somebody who's at my age that feels like, what's next in life? Like, what is my purpose? Who am I? Why am I here? That's like what Hourglass is about. The song Hourglass is very much about like, I hope I find my purpose before all the sand runs out. And then it's like, then this happens and it's like, oh, well, it's like, I don't even like, you can't even question it anymore. It's like, no, this is like, it's defined for you now. And it's pretty much like in stone. So now you don't got to think about it anymore. And there's like something liberating about that, like strangely liberating about that, you know?
I remember there's an incredible quote that comes from the most unlikely place, Bob's Burgers, the cartoon.
Best show.
When he first holds her and he goes, like, I'm not, she goes, aren't you scared of holding the baby for the first time? And he goes, well, she needs me to not be scared, so I'm not scared. And it's just like, you know, purpose, you know, like the meaning of purpose from Bob's Burgers is incredible.
And it's so cool because it's like you get to live life again through these little eyes, and these little hands and feet, and like we get to this age where we take so much for granted, and it's like a little, you know, my little daughter sees like a hummingbird for the first time, and it's just the most beautiful thing. And then for me, I'm reminded like, we live on this planet in a universe full of like what seem like lifeless rocks, that this even gets to exist, you know, and we get to enjoy it. It's like, oh, there's beauty everywhere. And it's wonderful because it also puts things into perspective about the importance of like why we make cathartic music that's often about subject matter that isn't all sunshine and roses, you know?
Yeah. Well, I do have some questions, specific questions about the song. So Troubled Water blew me away. I love the big ending. The I'm in troubled water note that I want to ask how technically you do it. Is it that you are singing so hard that it gets rougher, or are you screaming and adding pitch to it? How do you do that?
Oh, no, it's definitely a false chord scream with like kind of, I would wager to say that the vocal mechanic is a false chord scream with like a falsetto note underneath it. It's definitely not singing so loud that it breaks. I wish I could do that, because when people do that, it sounds awesome. My voice doesn't do that. Like when I get really, really loud, it doesn't get distorted. It gets more clean and like more
like an opera singer.
I grew up doing opera. Well, I did it in college. But that is like it did like have an effect for sure.
Incredible.
Like forever.
Well, that note blew me away. I think that was moment of the song. I did want to ask, because you obviously know the songs, we don't yet. Do you have a favorite song on the new album?
That's really, really hard to say.
Yes.
I have like a couple of favorites. I'm going to send you the new record after this, by the way.
Amazing. Cannot wait to hear it.
And I don't care who knows that I'm doing it. Sue me. Flowers is one of my favorite.
Yep.
And that's going to be, I will announce here, that's going to be the next single.
And
there's a music video, and it's dope.
Brilliant.
And I'm really, really excited. I'll spill a little beans, right? Like the floor is safe. I can spill some beans here.
Yes. Excellent.
So the music video for it, you know, we partnered up with Mike Matsui, and we shot footage over a couple festival appearances with like our closest friends and family, and the whole thing is like a backstage and on stage feels fest of just us with our loved ones and our families, and like my little girl's in it, my brother's in it, my mom and dad are in it. Like, it's just
incredible.
Like, it's the best. It's like what we talked about was sort of like the Back to Me music video was sort of that was like our staple, where we took some compilation footage of like live festivals, like our first shows back as like a, you know, almost like a yearbook, like a year in remembering, you know, kind of thing. And for us, that video always hit watching it back a certain way. For us as the artists, like it has this nostalgic feeling for us. So we were like, what if we do something like that for Flowers, but we just like really dial it up, and also like let the audience in, like, because the audience doesn't often get to see that, and they're left to wonder what kind of crazy shenanigans we're getting into backstage. And it's like we're spending time with like our families and our wives and our kids, and laughing, you know, and it's like it's I don't know, it's just beautiful. And then it's literally cut with like just sick live footage of us ripping it like Aftershock, and it's just awesome.
I cannot wait to see it.
You just watch it back and just go, hell yeah, like that's what I do.
Yeah. I'm so excited for that, and for the album. Playing live, what is your favorite? Because you'll be coming to Australia next year. I cannot wait. I just saw you last year. Was it last year or 2023? I think it was last year.
I think, yeah. Yeah, it was when Taylor Swift was there and Blink-182 was there.
Yes.
And you couldn't get a hotel to save your life.
No.
And
yep.
dude, can we talk about like Taylor Swift's not a music artist. That is like a phenomenon. That is like it takes over the entire town.
Yep.
It is. I've never seen anything like that.
Yes.
And we followed the tour basically the entire time.
The timing.
It was like we were on tour basically, you know.
I'm on the Taylor Swift tour. No,
basically.
Yeah, my wife did fly over to Melbourne because she was in Adelaide, but to go and see that and said it was incredible. And yeah,
I bet.
Yeah, amazing. So with playing live, you guys were incredible. Loved the set. Saw you at the Lion Arts Factory. What's your favorite song on the live set to play live currently?
Ooh, that's really good. Wake Up. That's one of my favorites.
Yes.
And it's funny too, because when I'm actually like performing it in the moment, it's one of my least favorites. And it's not because it's usually the third or fourth song of the set. So by then my heart's going 120 BPM. Yeah. And then I'm like, okay, now I got to try and be calm and sing really calm and collected. And like, sometimes it just comes like, it gets all shaky. And it's like, I have to do a tremendous amount of like, it sounds insane, but it's like, I have to do a tremendous amount of work doing nothing once the song before that ends to get my heart rate down enough to calm down. I can sing it and it sounds like the album. Because the way I sing it when I'm in here is just kind of, you know, just singing it.
Yeah.
On stage, I'm like, it's like singing it after like 5 cups of coffee. So it's always like a mental game of like, okay, am I calm enough to sing this? Which is really, again, when you're in a metal band, it's really, really funny that that's like a thing. It's not me being like afraid of the crazy high notes or like afraid of the long screams. It's like I'm always thinking about like the stuff I really gotta, like the stuff that's really sort of calm and tender and things that you're not when you're on stage.
Yeah.
You know? Really easy to be a ball of energy. It's really hard to bring it back down and let's sing this one. It's like,
yeah, for this next song, can everyone please be quiet and stop pumping us
breathe.
up?
I need a minute.
Yeah.
I need to go lay down for like 30 seconds. Just watch Tino play a solo or something, you know.
And on stage, so you've been a guitarist, a bass player with vocals throughout, but also just a vocalist. What do you prefer? Guitar, bass, or just vocals?
Selfishly, okay, so if I'm thinking about it in context of like what is the most like self-gratifying, I love playing and singing. I love being connected and having that full moment. What I think gives the audience the best show is just me singing.
Yep.
What I selfishly like the most, I think also is just singing. And that's because I get to remain present and not have to use autopilot so much. Because like when I'm doing both, what that mostly is a lot of practice and preparation. And then you sort of turn on the autopilot. And then I'm there listening to myself do the stuff. And I'm basically just there to like course correct. If I start hearing myself doing really weird things, or I start hearing my voice or feeling my voice kind of going out, it's like, I'm there to sort of be the human behind the Tesla. But like a lot of that's just self-driving.
Yeah.
Which is cool. And it's like, it's still fun, but it's not the same as you're in the, you know, the 1950s Corvette and you're just, or I don't know if that's even accurate.
You're in the manual. Yeah. I'm not a car
but you know what I mean?
But,
but you're there and you're like directly connected.
Yeah.
It's two different things, and those are two different driving experiences. Again, not a car guy, so don't crucify me. But the metaphor stands, you know, it's like, it's two very different experiences. But I do like the option of being present. The other thing is, I think from for what a front man or front person is supposed to do, front man, front woman, front person, we're also sort of tasked with making sure that the audience is safe. We're usually some of the first people to call show stops if somebody goes down or a barricade goes down and there's a crowd crush or somebody gets hurt or somebody's holding up a phone or lost a, you know. So I like being able to be present for that too, because if I'm playing and singing, I'm not like seeing anything. You know, I'm looking usually right in front of me, and I can't even really like turn and around too much because I have to kind of peripherally look at sort of what I'm doing. So it's kind of one is definitely more freeing than the
Yeah.
other, but I do enjoy both.
See, I'm a hand watcher. I'm a bass player, and I've got to be able to see what I'm doing. So I could not fathom doing two at once. But I guess if you've got the ability, and yeah, like you said, you've got to basically autopilot one while you're focusing on the other. So,
Totally.
yeah.
And for me, playing and singing, I would autopilot the singing and focus on the playing. And then no, that's a lie, because I couldn't because no, like you said, I can't focus on the singing and the playing. I cannot do that. Like I have to not focus on either of them.
Yeah.
The second I focus on one of them, the other one gets messed up.
Yeah.
And then I'm aware that the other one's messed up, and then they're both messed up. And now I'm just like, it's sort of like when you see somebody making pottery and all of a sudden it gets messed up and now it's just spinning.
Yeah.
Like,
Yeah.
I can't fix this.
Yeah.
Like, so yeah, I probably like singing more because I get to be more hands-on.
Yeah. I've got an interesting one for you. This is a weird question I thought of that imagine if you couldn't perform for a show for some reason, you're injured, whatever, but you were attending the show.
Yeah.
Who would be your dream replacement to watch performing your part in your set? Who would you want to experience your parts?
It could be like anybody.
Anybody.
Like as ridiculous as this sounds.
Mickey Mouse,
I have a realistic answer. And
Yes.
then I also have just
Yep.
my ridiculous answer would be it would be dope to hear Maynard James Keenan sing our show, because he's been such a huge influence on me that him singing my vocal lines would be him singing my vocal lines would be like the perfect proof that I would need of like every time I ever ripped them off.
Yeah.
Because anytime he ever did anything and it sounded even remotely like him, I'd be like, yeah, I jacked that from him for sure. So it would be fun to hear all of those like in context of like him do his things in my songs that I've taken from inspiration from him.
You're just sitting there like, I do sound great.
I'd be like, that is. I love it when he does that. Yeah. I like it when I do it, but I love it when he does it.
Yeah.
So that's like my that would never happen because he would never do it. But and then my realistic answer would be it would be sick if Marcus from Northlane.
Oh, I love that. As an Australian, love that.
100%. We're trying to tour with them. We talked about it in when we were in Warped Orlando. Not to put them on blast.
Yeah.
Like, we were like, we would love to like tour with you guys. That'd be really, really cool.
Were you
again?
Yeah. Oh, yeah. Were you guys aware of the audition process Northlane went through to get Marcus in the band?
No.
So they had an original vocalist who left, and then
we toured with them.
Back
then.
with all right, and then they did an open casting for the new vocalist, and it was send in your audition tapes publicly, and everyone could watch as the auditions were posted on YouTube, and it was this whole thing for the scene, and everyone was just doing the screams because they were primarily a harsh vocalist band. And then I remember drummer from my band, Ben, we were actually at the Australian footy grand final. This is how important this was to me. And he just goes, man, come and look at this. And he pulls out his phone, shows me this YouTube video. And it's like, this guy's singing clean over the top of Northlane, like chonk, heavy metal.
So good.
And he's just doing these soaring vocals. And it was like, imagine if they picked this guy. Imagine. And when they did, it was, it was the best. It was the best. So I love that.
Dude, they're like wonderfully sweet people. They're so massively talented, and just their music is so good.
I've been wanting to ask you as well since I heard Tether because I love Perfect Circle. I like playing the Tool bass lines because I'm a bass player, but I love Perfect Circle as a band, which is, some people don't like that. I've always wanted to ask if you're a Perfect Circle fan since hearing Tether.
Oh, totally.
So, hearing you say Maynard James Keenan, I was like,
that wasn't fucking painfully obvious on songs like Zephyrus and things like that.
Yeah.
No, totally. And it's because I'm such a huge fan of how those songs prioritize feeling more than sound. Even like, it's the whole thing is like, we're serving you up a feeling that just gets in through your ears. It's not even like about what you're listening to.
Yeah.
But no, there's a lot of people that say that. And then funny enough too, my favorite Maynard project is Pussifer. Of the three, that's like my favorite. And that's such a, I feel like most people don't say that, or if they do say that, it's like not genuine, but it's like, I'm genuinely like massive fan of that band. I've seen them in multiple countries. Like, yeah, dope.
I haven't heard them. I know. I have, like,
dude.
the biggest Perfect Circle fan. I do like, Tool growing up, I listened to a lot. But yeah, I've got videos like saved in like a want to do videos about later. And because they just released a new one recently, I've got that one sitting there. So I have to now. I now have to on that
I'm gonna send you
recommendation.
some. I'm gonna send you some to react to.
Will do.
It's like I don't know. I don't even know how to explain it. I just love so much about it. And that's just one of those things. It's just like, if you are expressing yourself from an honest place, then your tribe will find you. You know? And it's like whatever tribe that is, I found it, and I'm like, I really like this.
Yeah. Well, speaking of really like this, I really like Alchemical, the new EP from Jamie's Elsewhere from earlier this year. Loved it. Did a full video on it. Think it's incredible. I watched it.
Thank you.
Oh, amazing. I've got some questions.
I got some answers, hopefully.
All right. There's a few lyrics that still, when I hear, I've got so many interpretations.
Okay.
In Decay, a slice of heaven's just a treat for the weak.
Yep.
Can you walk me through it? I've tried to think about what that can mean, and I just can't put a definite answer on it.
So the idea of a slice of heaven, meaning like everyone just wants like paradise, it's like drinks on the beach, if you will. In reality, people think that that's what happiness is, that happiness is drinks on the beach with your feet up. But in reality, that only lasts about a week. And we call that holiday or vacation.
Yeah.
In reality, real happiness is about having purpose, I think.
Yeah.
And also, I think the idea, it's also, the line also is like, it's the back half of it's kind of important, which is, and hell is just a feeling person's disease, because it's like, imagine if you didn't have empathy, the world wouldn't be so bad, and then conversely, a perfect world is just a treat for weak people. Interesting.
I actually thought it was the thing that I've always kind of tied it to is I was like a slice of heaven. I was thinking of it almost like a drug addiction where they get their slice of heaven from doing the thing, their substance they're addicted to, but it's just a treat for the weak, that's how I've always, but I've always wanted to know.
That is what's funny is that is you like utilizing language to get to the same outcome. That means the same thing.
Yeah.
I'm just using a different A and B, but we're doing the same algebra with it.
Yes. All right. I love that. Another one, this one's a bit silly, but Alchemical, what's in the water?
Ooh, you know what? I will say, change.
Oh, okay.
Change is in the water, and it's in everything. And it's sort of funny because it's like, the water is not even in the water if it's flowing.
Yeah, that's true.
When you're looking at
it's
a river,
different water.
You're looking at different water every time. So, and I'm guessing because often, and this is another thing that I'm fully comfortable saying now, even though it makes me sound kind of insane. It's like I hear melodies and songs and lyrics and things in my head, and then I put them out in the
make
world.
Them be.
But I'm not convinced that me as the listener can also be the creator at the same time as the observer. So I'm fully convinced that all of this is like, I just get to be the conduit, but like, I don't think I'm making this stuff up. I think I'm observing
you're channeling it.
Or like I'm observing ideas, and it's not like I sit down and channel the little creature that sends me songs, but it's like, I hear things very, very vividly in my head. And then my due diligence is in practicing the methods of being able to like actualize that. But as far as where the actual idea comes from, when people are like, that's a really great lyric, I'm like, I know. I don't think it's me. Like, I'm not saying I know because I thought I did it, but like, there's some times where I write stuff and I'm like, holy shit, that's actually like pretty profound. And it means something to me. Like, it's like, sometimes I'll write something and I'm like, oh, this actually helps what I'm going through. Like, this helps me figure out something, like, you know what I mean? Like, if you're playing a video game, it's like, oh, that's the context clue of that thing I'm supposed to go grab. And it's like, oftentimes that's the joy of making music, is like, I'm going to learn things about myself and the world. And it's through just the due diligence of making yourself present to receive these things, I think, sometimes more than it is like making them.
Amazing.
Which also makes me sound like kind of schizophrenic.
No, I like that a lot.
We use the word spiritual and esoteric now. We don't say things
Yeah.
like, that's mean.
He's just channeling the lyrics from the nether. No,
he's touched, you know.
Many years ago, I heard you on a podcast and you mentioned that you grew up in the same town as Papa Roach and that you had gone to shows. Papa Roach is one of my all-time favorite bands. I'm a huge Jacoby Shaddix fan. Again, I think I've got a lot of favorite questions here. Favorite Papa Roach song?
Oh, man. Blood Brothers.
Blood Brothers. Wow.
Yeah.
Okay.
Just because the riff and just like, I don't know. It's funny because like I can remember these songs like before they were like on the record and stuff. And dude, like you can find videos. I'll send you a video too, by the way.
Yes.
I'm gonna send you a bunch of stuff. I'll send you a video of Papa Roach playing in my hometown in 1999 before Infest came out.
Before I heard
of Last Resort.
Yeah.
And the song is exactly the same. It's not like they went to a producer and like the producer's like, hey, what if we did this? It's like, no, Papa Roach was Papa Roach and the world just got invited.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah. I love that as an artist. I'm a big Between Angels and Insects guy and always have been. But
dude, that whole record's so fire, dude. You pick any song from that record. Dead Cell.
Oh, Dead Cell. They're all good. They're all good on that. Love Hate Tragedy. What did you think of Love Hate Tragedy?
I love all their music, dude.
Same.
Does not matter.
It did not go well. Love Hate Tragedy. Apart from, actually no, it was Scars that came out on the next album. So yeah, Love Hate Tragedy is one of my favorites from them. I think for me that was the Meteora. That was they had a sound and then they enhanced it and perfected it on the next album. But then I felt like it didn't go well. So I've always justice for Love Hate Tragedy is what I always say. Yeah. Now I know that I have to go, so I'm just going to leave you with the one final thing as a new dad. And this is just from me to you. Thank you so much for having this talk with me. Really appreciated it. There's a podcast that has helped me so much as a dad. It's called How Other Dads Dad. And I can't recommend it enough. It is an Australian comedian that interviews other performers. So, artists, comedians, all kinds of performers, and they get really deep into being a dad and parenting in a way that I've never heard before. And it helped me so much. And I think that even more,
I love that.
More so for you. Yeah. As a performer, that like they talk about being away and incorporating that into the parenting and it's a real beautiful podcast. So I just want to gift that to you. How Other Dads Dad.
Dude, thank you so much. I will definitely watch it. It's crazy. The thing they don't talk about when you become a parent, and I think especially for us men when we become fathers, is you have this moment where you're like, holy shit, there are no adults and nobody knows what's going on.
I'm in charge.
Nobody
when
knows.
did this happen? Yeah.
Nobody knows because I'm there now. And this is like, oh no. Like maybe I missed a step. And then you realize like, no, actually everybody feels this way. And it's like the best thing you can do is like be present. And I heard something that was really, really interesting, right? Because it's like, it's really easy in the middle of the night to like lose your cool, and get flustered. Or it's like, why won't you stop? Why won't you stop crying? And I can't do anything about it.
Yeah.
And it's something that I always, that I've started implementing, but it was ask yourself, what would love do? If love was here and love was a entity that was right next to me, what would love do in this? And I was like, man, that's really good. That's really good.
When you need to autopilot in those hard moments, that is a good one to reach for. I like that a lot.
Because especially for us as men, we're like problem solvers. We want to fix things. And with little, with women and with girls, the thing that I'm coming to learn is that like, it's not about fixing the problem first and foremost. It's about being present and acknowledging the feelings and understanding. And it's helping me grow too. And it's helping me learn myself and the way that I see things. Because it's like we have our own software and we're like, well, this is what we operate on. But if you're not aware of other operating systems, you don't really know how to look at this. So it's sort of, Well, it
sounds like you've got it locked down. Follow your instincts. Don't listen.
I'm in the trenches right now.
Yeah, I know.
Day by day.
Well, yeah. When you were saying before about holding them and those like cry down and everything, follow your instincts. Don't listen to other people's advice. If people have advice, they've usually got motives behind it, and go with what feels right for you guys and just block out
Totally.
the opinions, because
Totally.
that's important. Thank you so much. It was such a
Josh,
great
it's been
talk.
a pleasure. And like I said, I'm a fan. I'm a fan of the channel. I've watched it probably since before you covered us.
That's incredible,
So,
dude.
like, yeah, so it's awesome. And thank you for what you do and for bringing music and for caring about this thing. It's one thing to grow the garden. It's another thing to tend the garden and care about its longevity. And we need both of those. So I am happy to keep planting the plants if you're happy to keep watering them. And you know, it's a beautiful thing.
More than happy to. Thank you again so much, Aaron. Thank you.
I appreciate you. I'm going to send you the new album and a bunch more stuff.
All right. I want to see that Papa Roach video.
Yeah, absolutely.
Amazing. All right. So good talking to you. See ya.
All right, brother. Be well. Have a good one.
Thank you. Bye.